जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण। प्रभु जी अब पानी मिलेगा। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। इसमें डाल दो। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरि हरि जय गौरनिताय 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 श्री श्री गौरनिताय जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भगवद गीता चैप्टर 4 टेक्स्ट नंबर 18। कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कṛत्स्न-कर्म-कṛt। कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु सह युक्तः कṛष्ण-कर्म-कṛt। कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कṛष्ण-कर्म-कṛt। कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् कर्म यः कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः सह बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् च कर्मयः मान् मनुष्येषु कर्मण्यकर्मया पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्मयः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृष्ण माताजी कर्मण्यकर्मयः पश्येत् कर्मणि च कर्मयः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कṛtsna-karma-kṛt कर्मण्यकर्मयः पश्येत् Okay, karmaṇi inaction, akarma inaction. Yaha one who paśyet observes, akarmaṇi in inaction, cha also come volume. Karma fruitive action. Yaha one who, saha he, buddhi-mān is intelligent, manuṣyeṣu in human society, saha he, yuktaḥ is in the transcendental position, kṛtsna-karma-kṛt although engaged in all activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. Purport: a person acting in Kṛṣṇa consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are all performed for Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society, even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Kṛṣṇa. Akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear so that the resultant action may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization. But the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Because everything is done for Kṛṣṇa, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of his service. Those who are engaged in the process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The very important line, last line. The sense of eternal servitorship to Kṛṣṇa makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. Once again, the sense of eternal servitorship to Kṛṣṇa makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi paśyet Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare, everyone loudly. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome for Srimad Bhagavad Gita class. So Srila Prabhupada, he has set up the system of Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning and Bhagavad Gita class in the evening. Very important. So this morning and evening program is very important to keep us in proper consciousness. Like a sandwich we have, like morning and evening, and then whatever we do is in the between. So if we do our morning and evening spiritual program, then our whole day will become Krishna conscious. Okay, so today's verse is very important. It is talking about three important things. How many of you have heard this verse before? I'm sure some of you must have read before. So there are three terms: karma, akarma and vikarma. So this is a very important concept. Hardly anyone knows this concept. Normally, when you ask people what is Bhagavad Gita, they will say, do karma. Karmaṇi vadikaraste. No, Bhagavad Gita says don't do karma. What you should do? Akarma. So let us understand these three important terms. What are the three terms? Karma, akarma and vikarma. First of all, what is the name of fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Transcendental knowledge, Divya Gyan. So third chapter is Karma Yoga. So what is the meaning of the word yoga? Means you connect yourself to Kṛṣṇa. That's called yoga. So Karma Yoga means you connect yourself to Kṛṣṇa through karma. Fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. You connect to Kṛṣṇa with Jnana, Divya Gyan. Actually, it's very important. Actually, if really one wants to do Karma Yoga, he needs to have some Jnana about Kṛṣṇa. Otherwise, how can we do Karma Yoga? That is why after chapter 3 comes chapter 4. In chapter 3, Kṛṣṇa is saying, Yagyatharth karmano netra. He is saying, do your activities for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Then he says in 3.30 that, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhatma chetasa nirashid nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvaraha. He says, therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desire for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. Because Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, what he said? I don't want to fight. So Kṛṣṇa explained, no, Arjuna, second chapter, what he told? He gave the philosophy of soul. That second chapter. Sankhya Yoga, he explained that how this body is different from soul. So Arjuna, don't lament for death of these people. So then in third chapter he says, "Oh Arjuna, get up and fight. Do your action, do your duty." When great people like Janaka, they also don't give up their duty. But how you should do your work? Surrendering the result to me, for me, in full knowledge of me. So suppose I say you do work for person X. So you should know person X, right? So therefore chapter 4 is Jnana Yoga. In chapter 4 Kṛṣṇa is saying who is he. He is saying that, what are the famous verses of chapter 4? He is saying, Yada yadai dharmasya, that how I incarnate in every millennium I come here to establish dharma. He says, Janma karma chame divyam. Very important verse of 4th chapter. Janma karma chame divyam evang yoveti taktvata taktva deham punarjanma naiti mamiti sarjuna. Arjuna, please understand that my activities and my appearance, that is all transcendental, divyam. So this is real transcendental knowledge. And then part of this knowledge is also to understand what is so transcendental knowledge. In the first part, Kṛṣṇa is explaining his absolute position, that who is Kṛṣṇa. So he's saying that how he is. He clearly says that, oh Arjuna, you and me, we have come many times, but you don't remember, but I remember. So he's clearly making a distinction that God and soul, Ishvara and Jiva. And he says that Sambhavami Atma Maya, that whenever I come, Kṛṣṇa is not under influence of Maya, but is under influence of Atma Maya, internal potency of Kṛṣṇa. So understood? Till now what I explained. So third chapter is about Karma Yoga, but you cannot do Karma Yoga unless you understand for whom you are doing that karma. You have to understand Kṛṣṇa. Therefore in fourth chapter, Kṛṣṇa talks about himself, that how he is a supreme person. Now it's also important for us to understand these three terms. What three terms? Karma, vikarma and akarma. Let us start with karma. Karma means you do some activity in this world, because everybody we have to do some activity. But those activities are sanctioned by scriptures. If you do that, that is called karma. Vikarma are those actions which are against scriptures. Like for example, eating meat, opening a meat shop, opening a liquor shop. That is not karma, that is vikarma. Horrible action. So when we do action not given in scriptures, not prescribed in scriptures, what is the result for that? We'll go straight to hell. Right? That is vikarma. Forbidden activities. We should never do. People think whatever we do is karma. No, no, no. Whatever we do sanctioned Vedas is karma. So if you do vikarma, you will go to animal species and you will go to hell. If you do karma, that is you just do prescribed activities in Vedas, like for example, you become a good student, become a good grihastha, follow varnashram dharma, you become a good farmer, you do all the sacrifices, yajnas, the sanskaras, vivaha sanskar. Like for example, having relationship with a girl without marriage is what? Vikarma. But if you properly marry, then that is karma. Reaction will be there. But karma means sometimes you may go to heavenly planets, or you may take birth in next life here. You will get some reaction. Vikarma means horrible reaction. Karma means it may be some reaction in this world. But both vikarma and karma, they both are what? They both bind us in this world. You understand this point? Because karma you will get good result. But by good result what will happen? Next life you may go to heaven, or in this world you may take birth in the family of Ambani. Many people they say, we don't believe in law of karma. Srila Prabhupada gave a very nice simple example. Same time, two children are born. One takes birth in a slum and one takes birth in family of Ambani, let us say. So what is the difference? Why this distinction? Why Kṛṣṇa didn't allow both the children to be born in that rich family? Why one took birth in such a rich family and one took birth in a slum? Why? Because of past life karma. Otherwise, Christians, they can't explain. There is a one famous question: why sometimes a child is born blind? You can't explain. That means God is cruel. His manufacturing process has some defect. Like in a factory, we make some machines, So kabhi sometimes defective parts they come out. That means Kṛṣṇa has some defective pieces. That's why some children, they are born blind or born lame. Christians cannot explain because they don't believe in law of karma. So we can explain. That child must have some bad karma from his last life, because of which he is born lame or because of which he is born blind. Understood? So it's common sense, and now all over the world people are accepting the law of karma. Karma has become a very famous word. In Google also they say, you donate to Google and earn good karma. There many times, people use Wikipedia, earn good karma by donating to Wikipedia. So karma has become a very popular word now. So, but we should know both karma and vikarma, they both bind us to this world. So by vikarma, we'll go to animal species or go to hell. Or by karma, we get some good result. We may take a better birth next life. But both are, what both are doing? Yeah, they both are binding us in this world. They both are keeping us within this world. So intelligent man, he wants to remain in this world or get out of the world. Suppose in a jail, there are two choices. One VIP room inside jail and a general ward. Which one you will choose in the jail? VIP room, like sometimes ministers when they go to jail, they make a special room with AC, everything. So you want to go in that AC room inside jail or general ward inside jail? Outside the jail. Intelligent man doesn't want to remain in jail. Another example is, suppose you are tied in chain. So would you like to be tied by golden chain or iron chain? You want to be golden chain? No, intelligent person say, no, I don't want any chain. Like that. So karma and vikarma. So karma is like a golden chain, vikarma is iron chain. Of course, vikarma is worst. At least those who are doing simple karma, following rules and regulations, they are at least better. But they are not very intelligent. Most intelligent persons are those, what they do? Akarma. Akarma. What is akarma? You do your actions for Krishna's pleasure or karma yoga. Understood? So akarma means the same as karma yoga. That means whatever activities we are doing, we should do it for Krishna's pleasure. That is called akarma. Very simple. So once again, what is vikarma? Forbidden activities. Activities against scriptures. Karma means activities mentioned in scriptures, but you are doing it for your own sense gratification. That is called karma. But akarma means, of course, you do activities mentioned in scriptures only. You cannot say, okay, I am opening a meat shop for Kṛṣṇa. No, no, no. You will do activities mentioned in the scriptures, but the purpose of the activity is to please Kṛṣṇa, to serve Kṛṣṇa. That is called akarma. And that is what will liberate us. So therefore, intelligent man, he knows the difference between karma, vikarma and akarma. This is actual knowledge. You must understand what is karma, vikarma and akarma. Actually, if you say knowledge, knowledge of absolute has 5 topics. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. These 5 things, if you understand, this is knowledge. So which are the 5 main topics of Bhagavad Gita? So Prabhupada says akarma means without reaction to work. So impersonalist, sometimes we have jnanis, yogis, they don't want to do any work. Like there's some Mani Baba, some Mani Baba? They don't speak also. How many of you have seen some Mani Baba? You will go to them, they will not speak also. They will write in slate something. Why? Because they know if I speak something, I'll get reaction. The better I don't speak. Like Jains, what they do? They put some cloth in the mouth because they know that when we breathe, just like we are putting mask these days, See, mask was originally started by Jains. You'll see now also, the Jainese people, they'll wear mask. Why? They don't want insects to be killed. They will not eat in the night time. They will not broom also. Many rules. Why? Because they don't want to do any karma. They don't want any reaction. Or like yogis, they just go to Himalayas. They don't want to do anything. They'll sit down and just meditate. They don't eat much also. Why? Because when we eat rice also, what we are getting? Karma, because we are ultimately killing crops and eating. When we cook also, we are getting karma. Why? Because when you are using fire, what is happening? Many bacteria are getting killed. Therefore, true yogis, they don't eat anything cooked. They simply take 1 or 2 fruits and eat, that's all. But, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, but that is not, even there you will get some karma. So you cannot avoid karma in this world. As long as in this world you have to do some karma. So therefore, intelligent man, what he does? Karma for Kṛṣṇa. Nice verse in Bhagavatam. Yad arthe kriyate karma. That when we do our activities for Krishna's pleasure, that is bhakti. Narad Muni tells to Vyasadeva in the beginning of Bhagavatam that Vyasadeva, you wrote in Vedas all this karma kanda, jnana kanda, this and that. Simple. The easiest and the best, highest way is you should encourage people to do karma, but for Krishna's pleasure. Ata pumbhi dvida shreshta varnashrama vivagasa swanutishtasya dharmasya samsiddhir hari toshanam. So when we do our varnashrama dharma for the pleasure of Lord Hari, Kṛṣṇa, then we don't get any reaction. No bad, no good reaction. So last line is very important. The purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that why a devotee does not get any karma. Anyone remembers the last line? I'll repeat. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal servitorship to Kṛṣṇa makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. What is the key term here? The sense of eternal servitorship to Kṛṣṇa makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements. Like we have these days very famous vaccine. Immunity became a very famous word because of COVID. So what we do when we take vaccination, we develop immunity for a kind of disease. So if you take vaccine, you are not supposed to get COVID, although many people got COVID even after taking vaccine. That's a different thing. But immune means you don't get that. So what makes us immune to the reaction of our karma? What is that vaccine? Sense of servitorship to Kṛṣṇa. That means when you accept that I am Kṛṣṇa's servant, this makes us free from all reactions of karma. That means the foundation for akarma is that we should firmly believe that, have the strong conviction that I am Kṛṣṇa's eternal servant. It's very important, this is the foundation of bhakti actually. Bhakti begins with this understanding that I am Kṛṣṇa's eternal servant. What is that famous statement Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made? Jivera Sarup hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. To whom Mahaprabhu told this? Sanatana Goswami. And we all know that day after tomorrow is Guru Purnima, Sanatana Goswami's disappearance day. So let us read 10 minutes from Chaitanya Charitamrita where this conversation is there. So Sanatana Goswami, who was Sanatana Goswami? Shakar Malik. He was very big minister in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah in Bengal. That time Bengal was a very big state ruled by the Muslim rulers. So he was big minister. He was like right hand of the king there. But he was a great, two brothers, Rup and Sanatan. They both were ministers. But they're actually devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So ultimately, they said enough, we can't serve anymore. They left. So Rupa Goswami immediately left. And he came towards Vrindavan to meet Mahaprabhu. Before that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when did he meet them for the first time? At which place? Ramkeli. First Mahaprabhu met both the brothers at Ramkeli, East Bengal. That is where they were staying actually, which is now near Murshidabad, which was the capital that time. So first, when Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, on the way he met Rupa and Sanatan. That is where they took shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu gave them names Rupa and Sanatan. He said, don't worry, very soon Kṛṣṇa will liberate you. And then that time Mahaprabhu could not go to Vrindavan, he came back. Second time again he started going to Vrindavan. This time he went through Jharkhand forest and reached Vrindavan. So Rupa Sanatan, when they heard that Mahaprabhu has left for Vrindavan, so they also wanted to leave. So Rupa Goswami immediately left. And where he met Mahaprabhu? At Prayag. So Rupa Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag. And for 10 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave instruction to Rupa Goswami. Anyone has been there? Dashashmedha Ghat in Prayag? You have seen that place? Yes. And after that, Sanatana Goswami wanted to also leave, but somehow, so he lost interest in the government job. So he was sitting at home, and what he was doing? Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So he called some devotees at his home, and what he was doing? Simply hearing Bhagavatam. And what he told in the office? That he is sick leave. Sometimes devotees do that, It's parampara system. They want to go to some yatra or something, they simply say in the office, I am sick. Actually, everybody is sick in this world. So they are not lying also. So but the king, he heard from someone that Sanatan is lying, he is not sick. So the king personally came to the house of Sanatana Goswami. He said, Sanatan, you are cheating me, you are very much fit. Why you are not doing your duties? You are like my brother. I want you to take care. And Sanatan said, no, my dear king, I am sorry. I can't do this job anymore. The king became very angry. What he did? He arrested Sanatana Goswami. That jail is still there. I have not been. Anyone of you been to Ramkeli? Some devotees have gone. I have not been. They say that jail is still there, where Sanatana Goswami was put in jail. So when he was inside jail, long story, so he was inside jail, but somehow he managed to escape from the jail. And then he came, then when he escaped from the jail, he could not go in the main road. He went through jungles and he struggled so much. And finally he reached Banaras, Kashi. And there, so when he reached Kashi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming back from Vrindavan. So he came to Prayag, then from Prayag he came to Kashi, Varanasi. And there he met, Sanatana Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there, for 2 months, right Prabhuji? 2 months? Yes. So Rupa Goswami Mahaprabhu instructed only for 10 days. But Sanatana Goswami for 2 months, 60 days. Imagine. Krishna spoke Arjuna Bhagavad Gita, you know how much time? Only 1 hour. They say less than 1 hour. Krishna spoke entire Bhagavad Gita. But Sanatana Goswami is so fortunate, same Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave him knowledge for 2 months, 60 days. And it's a big discussion in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. chapter 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5 chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita are the teachings by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. And all topics are covered. What 3 main topics are covered, Vedant? Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojan. It is said that the entire knowledge can be classified in these 3 areas. Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha means relationship. So what is relationship between Jiva, Ishvara and Prakriti? How the 3 are connected, And then Abhidheya means how you act upon that relationship. How you serve Kṛṣṇa practically. How to perform bhakti. And Prayojan is the ultimate aim, that is Kṛṣṇa Prem. So, Sambandha, first Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojan. So it is said that Sanatana Goswami is which Acharya? Sambandha Acharya. Rupa Goswami is Abhidheya Acharya. And Raghunath Goswami is Prayojan Acharya. And therefore Sanatana Goswami, the deities he worshipped were, what is the name? Madan Mohan. So Sambandha, because Mahaprabhu started teaching Sanatana Goswami with Sambandha Gyan, because that is the, as I told, foundation of bhakti. So Sanatana Goswami asked Mahaprabhu, he said, a very famous question, Ke Ami? Sanatana Goswami, first he tells Mahaprabhu, Nicha jati, nicha sangi, patita adhama, kuvishaya kupe padi, gonailu janama. Sanatana Goswami said, I was born in a low family and my associates are all low class men. I myself am more fallen and am the lowest of men. Indeed, I have passed my whole life fallen in the well of sinful materialism. So Sanatana Goswami was such a great man. He was born in a great Brahmin family. He was a minister of the entire Prime Minister of Bengal. Such a big post. But still, he was actually showing example of humility. He said, I am most fallen. Apanara hita hitu kichu nahi jani, gramma vyavahare pandita tai satya mani. I don't know what is good for me, what is bad for me. But people say that I am Pandit, and I also accept that I am Pandit. Kripa kari yadi more kari ache uddhar, apna kripate kah kartavya amar. So, my Lord, please tell me what is my duty. And then he asks a famous question. What is the question he is asking? Ke ami. Who am I? Ke ami. Main kaun, right? Ke ami. Kene more, kene amaye, jare tapatraya. Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? Iha nahi jani kemono hito hai. So if one doesn't understand this simple thing, who am I? How can that person be happy? Not possible, na? Therefore the first question in spiritual life is, who am I? Ke ami. And then he's saying sadhya sadhan, what is the goal of life, how to obtain that goal. So the 4 questions actually Sanatana Goswami asked. And the whole teachings of Mahaprabhu is these 4 questions. What 4 questions? Ke ami? Who am I? Why I am suffering in this world? What is the ultimate goal of life? And how to obtain the goal of life. Remember 4 questions? Who am I? Why I am suffering in this world? What is the goal of life and how to attain that goal? And the answer to these 4 questions, Mahaprabhu takes how much time? 2 months. And the first line that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks, answer to the first question. In 1 line Mahaprabhu says, what is the answer to the question Ke ami? Prabhu kahe Krishna kripa, okay. So Mahaprabhu says in 1 line, Jivera swarupa hai Krishnera nityadas, Krishnera tatashta shakti bheda bhed prakash. So what is the answer Mahaprabhu gave? Jivera swarupa hai Krishnera nityadas. That's all. Just one line, if you remember, that is enough for doing bhakti. What is that one line? Jivera swarupa hai Krishna nityadas. If you just understand that my eternal position is Krishna's servant, that I am Krishna's servant, that's all. That is actually the most important understanding in bhakti, that I am Krishna's servant. That we are part and parcel of Krishna, only the bhakti. This is sambandha gyan, that I am Krishna's servant. That is why Prabhupada is saying that why a devotee does not get karma? Because he knows that I am Krishna's servant. Whatever I am doing is not for me but for Krishna. Prabhupada gives a very simple example. Like a soldier in the army, if he kills opposite party soldiers, what he is given? Big medal, Paramvir Chakra, he is honored everywhere. The same person, if he takes out his gun and shoots his neighbor, what will happen? He will put into jail. He will say, I am the same person, same gun. There you are giving me medal and now you are putting me inside jail. Why? Because that time he was shooting for the pleasure of the government, because he was ordered by his superior. That's why he was doing, not for himself. But when he is shooting his neighbor, he is doing for his own, on his own. So therefore, when we act on Krishna's behalf, that whatever I am doing is I am doing for Krishna. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi, tadasi yat tapasyasi konteya, tat kurushva madarapanam. So once we offer to Krishna whatever we are doing, then we don't get any karma. Whatever we are doing, we may be students, we may be doing business, we may be grihasthas, whatever we may be doing. Even our chanting, our sadhana when we are chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. What should be our mood? Why I am chanting? For Krishna's pleasure, for Krishna's happiness. That is why sometimes you may not like chanting, but still we should do it. Why? Because we are doing it for Krishna. Because Krishna has ordered us to chant. Sometimes a servant may not like the order of the master, but a true servant, a genuine servant, he'll always follow the orders of his master. So if we are convinced that we are Krishna's servant, then what we'll do? We'll follow Krishna's orders. Like Krishna is in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhavat bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mam evasya satyante pratijane priyosime. So we'll always follow Krishna's instruction, we'll remember him, we'll chant his names, we'll offer obeisances to him, and whatever we do, in what mood we should do those activities? I am doing it for Krishna's pleasure. We are singing kirtan also. Sometimes while doing kirtan, while playing mridanga, what thought may come? I want to impress everyone. See, I am playing such nice mridanga, I am singing so nicely. It comes sometimes. Or while giving lectures, see, I want to impress that what a good speaker I am. Then we will not get full benefit of devotional service. This is a very important principle, with what motivation we are doing our activities. Our studies also, if you do in the mood that I am studying for Krishna's pleasure, even by that we will make advancement in bhakti. This mood of being servant of Krishna is very important. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he goes further. He said we should not be in the mood of simply servant of Krishna, but what should be our mood? Servant of Krishna. Gopi bhartur pada kamaleo das das anudas. That is better than thinking directly, because being directly servant of Krishna is not easy. But servant of Krishna is easier. So this is a very important mood. So we studied karma, vikarma, akarma. So both karma and vikarma are binding. So vikarma is the worst, better is karma, but best is akarma. Akarma means we are doing activities for the pleasure of Krishna, then we don't get any reaction. And how we can do that? Only when we are convinced that I am Krishna's servant. Jivera Swarup hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. So that's why Srila Prabhupada repeated it so many times, again and again, again and again. So every time we go to the temple, every time we are chanting, every time we are doing any activity, we can remind ourselves that I am Krishna's servant and I am doing it for Krishna's pleasure. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Okay. So thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.